Hello everyone! This is Light Shadow coming to you after the video has been recorded again! Yay! Okay, so this is me from the future, as you can tell, and well, I had the sound issue for about 3 hours worth of footage, but then I finally got it working like normal again, so you can hear my voice probably in the next episode. So I'm combining 2 episodes worth of footage, because those are the 3 hours and such, into this, and we'll just do the clip show again and such. But yes, we did make progress. I'm still sad about how everything's set up right now, but such is life. Still, we do get a bunch of stuff done, and we shall just have to react and such accordingly. So, as you can see, I was doing some stuff with my Seamoth, namely its upgrades, and I finally gathered the stuff to give it an upgrade to Tier 2, as you can see. And then I decided, well, Tier 3 is very easy for def modules. So I was like, okay, let's just go make that since I have a whole storage of rubies and other things on my submarine. Also known as Zik Cyclops or Shadow. Again, name still pending at the moment. But details.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
He always sounds cool. Like that can't be denied. But yes. So as you can see, I decided to go ahead, grab the resources, make that plasteel ingot. Because why wouldn't I want to get the highest amount of def possible for my I nearly said Cyclops, but I mean Seamoth. We'll leave that in. It would have been left in if I did on the actual video. But yes, we're hanging on here for a little bit longer just because I want you to see how awesome it is once we got that module. So we just go on over here, we click the thingamabop, it lasers it together, still an interesting process, and then we install the magic. Our def module 3, just like that. And this was where I paused for a moment, with the realization that that thing said the crush depth was now 900 meters. My Seamoth is better than my Cyclops, technically speaking. How's that for insanity? My Seamoth can go even deeper than my Cyclops. The child does better than the Cyclops. It's just craziness. But yes, right here I decided to go ahead and get a huge amount of the acid mushrooms because I had the idea. How about I just get a whole locker's worth stored on my Cyclops for whenever I need to make batteries. Because you know, as you do, it's like, why not? Then I went forth to collect some table coral samples, just because, again, we need it. Was it table coral or tube coral? Probably the tube from the look of things. Yeah, tube. But I basically went around, got a bunch of extra resources and such, and just started extreme stockpiling my Cyclops again, because, you know, it's me. I hoard things. Such is life. But yes, we shall continue to the next clip. So I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I like to hoard things a lot. And I suddenly had an idea to make it so I could hoard even more. So I was like, wait, what happens if I move my fabricator down? So I took my fabricator in my Cyclops, and then I replaced it, but way farther down, as you can see. I was like, I wonder if this will work. And I grabbed 2 titanium for a locker, get one out, and realize I can place one above my little fabricator. And I'm like, ooh! So I start moving everything, like my radio, it goes down, as you can see. My medical thingy-maboop, I took the health kit, of course, out of it first, and then I decided to take it and move it down. As you can see, the start of insanity continues. Such is life. But then I was like, I could put more up here if I moved my power cell charger. Which, don't worry, that gets moved again later, 'cause me. But for the moment, I decided to loop it above these. As you can see. But so started my full-on insanity. Because I realized something. I could get so many lockers by doubling up. Because look at that. Another locker. Bink. Another locker. Wonk. And it's like, I wonder if I could get more lockers. And it took me a bit, but then, well, you'll see in a second when it comes to the results. So, as you can see, I might have put just a couple of lockers in. Just a couple. But yeah, we have lots of storage on the Cyclops now. That's the main thing with the Cyclops I wanted to show off for the moment. We'll go over more stuff soon enough. After a wee bit of resource gathering, because I do that, I decided to go around and look for something to explore with my newly upgraded Seamoth. Because, you know, if I could go a whole 900 meters with the Seamoth, I might as well go look at some of those little caves my Cyclops won't fit in. And so I came back over here in the little red sandy area, right next to, of course, the creep vines, and decided, well, why not? So I powered down my Cyclops to save its power, just because that's how I roll. And I decided to prepare. Because before going out and about, I knew I should take some water, have some health kit with me. Because again, we want waters, we want health, and then I believe I swam around a little bit first, just to grab some of the nearby fish. Yeah. That way I would have some cured fish via salt and such. That way I would be able to take food, water, and health kits with me for my little trip. You know, that way it could go... I know I'm saying that way a lot, so my apologies right now for that. But yes, so by gathering the foods, getting some waters, and taking some health kits with me, I was making sure I would be able to have a longer trip ahead of me. Of course, I managed to miss some of the fish and such because it's me, but details. And of course, I wanted to hoard more, so I checked around the nearby area and noticed that there were a couple of things that, while I already had them long since, it's like more titanium. You know, I'm probably gonna use it eventually, so more titanium isn't going to be my death. So yay. But after a squidget, I decided to stop hoarding. Ha, lies. But I stopped hoarding for the moment. Or nope, never mind. I went straight back to hoarding. See, this is the problem of reacting after the fact. I don't... Yeah, well, as you can see, the stalker was quite nice. We got a tooth. Those are really good for hoarding, of course, because we don't always get those so easily, so grabbing a couple that easily is kind of nice. But yes, finally we go back to the Cyclops, and I believe after we put up the stuff we just grabbed from hoarding and cook the food, that then we finally go down into the cave. That cave was an experience. I'll say that right now. It was an experience. I'm not gonna say if it was a good one or not, though. But details. Anyway, we finally got into our Seamoth and got going. You should be proud of me. I was scared of this because it's me. I get scared of all the new stuff. But I went in even though it was scary. Because again, I could go down a whole 900 meters. I needed to actually explore more, so I did it. I felt so proud about the whole thing. As you can see, there were these weird mushroom things that I don't recall the names of. And so I checked around the first thing I saw, which was this little bunch of useless boxes. There was like nothing to scan. It was just there. That's all it was. I kinda wish there'd been a thing. I saw the giant worms that I assumed would be my death.
In this cave support a microcosm of unique, possibly predatory life forms.
And then she just had to say
Detecting an
that.
artificial structure somewhere in the region.
And then the worst part was she mentions the artificial structure, which meant, of course, I had to stay and look around. Because of course I did, because then I could actually find something useful. But it wasn't there, because she made it so I had to stay. You know how that is. But yes, I stayed in the place and kept looking around, feeling mildly lost here and there, but that's just par for the course by this point. As you can see, my Seamoth took a bit of damage there and went down to like 64 health. I forget when I actually noticed it in game. Of course, I heard that noise and was like, nope. I think that's around when I decided to check around, make sure there was nothing near me, and just go ahead and fix it, I think. Going off my memory. Yep.
Passing 100 meters.
Because it was like, if there's going to be something big in the area that's going to try to eat me, it would make more sense to go ahead and fix that, all that. But yes, let us keep moving. Thank you. Past self actually listened to me and got back to moving us around. It's always nice. Of course, we found this little thing, which it sounded like I hit a whole bunch of stuff with details. And I got a battery, always helpful, always helpful. And I quickly got back into my Seamoth to make sure nothing nearby would eat me. Because again, it seemed like there were evil things in the general vicinity. But yes, then I got back to checking around, I do believe. I could be wrong, I could have just kept looking around, waiting to die. I'm still surprised those worm things didn't attack me. But then I did it. I found the thing I was supposed to explore. I felt very proud at that moment. I know some fragments nearby. I wasn't sure if they were for batteries or for power cells, which I'm pretty sure they turned out to be power cells. We'll see that in a second on screen. Yep, power cells. But it was like extra titanium, why not? And then I saw the wormy boys moving around out there, so I was trying to be more cautious. But then I looked in there and I was like, oh, there's shiny things inside this base. I should go in there. Because me and my smart self thought nothing could ever go wrong. I did, of course, check around for an entrance. But of course, as you can see, there's glass there and there, glass everywhere. Glass all over the place. But if I sneak around, then I could get in the front. After, of course, quickly grabbing this fragment, I do believe. Don't remember what it was. Ah, thermal plant. Yep, of course, we already had that. Now, of course, I did the very smart thing. I charged straight in. Well, after I went to my Seamoth one more time to reposition to make it easier to swim straight in. As you can see, there's totally nothing near the entrance that could be harmful to my health. So I swam right in. Then I swam into more of the things, and I got eaten. And I just had a moment of confused silence, then questioning my life choices. But yes, I will see you guys after I skip us back to when I got back there. So see you in a little bit. So yes, I kinda quickly ran to my ship, or more like swam, but details. And had the realization after watching that fish abruptly die to the thing, that I should probably find another entrance, for reasons. So I started checking around, trying to figure out how to get in without dying, for reasons. Something about liking life, you know? I still understand why someone would make a base right here. Don't think I remember to actually read the data stuff I got from this place, so whoops. But yes, I decided to go over and quickly grab a thing, cause why not? Like, I wanted to get one of the fish for
New
one,
creature discovered.
grab a diamond because duh, diamond, and grab a magnetite because I was basically out of those, I think. But yes, that was a good little bunch of stuff. Those worms kept making noises that were terrifying in the background because they could. Also, I just noticed, thinking back on it, that I probably could have gotten into the base from the top floor. I just noticed my character look up there and I was like, really? Really? I missed that? kind of thing. But yes, I saw some kind of machine in there that I wanted to scan, and that kind of helped strengthen my resolve to just go ahead, get it over with, and get the scan done. Because you can see there's lots of random blips and blobs of ores around here. So I parked my thingamaboop here, but then had the idea of one, repairing it, and two, I think this is where, yes, I used the storage to go ahead, put some of the stuff I just found inside it, and prepare myself. Not really for the conflict with a worm. I don't remember if I actually had to fight one of those or not, we'll see. But then I got back in my Seamoth, as you saw, and then I prepared to try to squeeze past the jellyfish thing. Because, you know, looking back at it, it really was dumb to just directly swim in and not try to swim to the side of the death. See, as you can see, I tried to attack it first, hoping that maybe I could kill it. And then I just barely squeezed inside past it, as you can see. And I got some titanium from the table on the side. And I forgot about the one thing to scan for a bit, but don't panic, we go back. See, I snuck past that. I got slightly ouched by it, but that didn't kill me, and I had health things, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So I prepared to keep going, and I snuck past various things, knowing I had health stuff as needed. I clicked that, having made all my way in to get some titanium, because apparently it was something I already had the blueprints for. Because of course I did. I got another ouch, as you can see. But then I was like, I'm smart, I can just go past two of them. Nothing could go wrong. Thankfully, that didn't kill me. And then I got into the open area and scanned the thingamaboop, because it was a thingamaboop, so of course I had to scan it. It took me so long to scan it. As you can see, I barely had any oxygen left, and I was like, oh yeah, since I'm so low on oxygen, how about I scan something else? So I went ahead, scanned the deaths,
30 seconds.
and got hurt, but I got back out. So I used all of my health on getting out of there. But I got out alive, so that was the main thing. And as you can see, I just went around to go forth and look at that recipe for the water filter, which is a very easy thing to make with the supplies I have. But yes, this was all I really found that was worth showing in this area, so we're gonna go ahead to the next part. This time on Light Totally Never Gets Slightly Sidetracked from her previous goals, we go into a random cave on the island with the alien tech thingamaboops to grab some random ores and then eventually remember, oh yeah, they had a porthole, didn't they? As you can see, I go grab the rocks, grab the lithium, because I managed to get lower on that, and go over to the portal structure. Cough, cough. Please listen to me, past self. portal structure. Stop looking at the ores. They're so tempting. Okay, there we go. Portal structure. So yes, I call it a portal structure because you insert your, normal little ion cube. Totally easy to get, not really. And we go on into the portal. Dun dun dun. I forgot to walk all the way in. It took me a squidget. I booped it, and voila! It's like, man, this is an epic portal. It'll happen so quickly. Yeah, I really thought it would go quick, but we were kind of just here for a while. And I would look at my sea moth, and I would move slightly, and it would look like it went far away. It was kind of craziness. But yeah, we were just going off into this epic looky techie, portally, magic-y thing. And we kept going and going and going. I was starting to wonder if maybe I glitched, maybe I ruined the game. I remember trying to click to go into my inventory a couple times and such. But I finally found a thing. I decided to click save. Just because I thought that might help, and apparently that also got the game to go, oh right, you need to get out of the portal, don't you? And then I waited for it to save, and I looked around and it's like, le gasp, we're on another island. I say le gasp as opposed to being actually surprised because, this is future me, not past me, so yeah. But apparently we have portals. Magical or technical, I don't know which. It looks magically techy. But yes, I picked up some mushrooms because, as you do, and decided to go look around in order to confirm where I was exactly. Because, again, past me didn't know the smartness of the future me. So I went up the tunnel, checked where I was, and then, yeah, that was basically all I found portal stuff-wise. I just noticed that I'd made it up here to the other island. So, yes. We're gonna move on to the next bit, because that was literally all I did playing with the portals and such, so such was life. Alright, I forgot about this. Let's go back to looking at the island for a second. To look at this infuriation of all infuriations, because I saw it and I was like, no, don't do this to me. Look at that Cyclops engine fragment. Cyclops engine fragments. Two! There were two of them, sitting right there, mocking me. Which means we could have found the one we found in the mushroom forest. Then on the island, we could have found the other two. And had the Cyclops episodes back, like way many episodes back. We could have made so much progress so long ago. But no, I only find these afterwards. But yes, I just need to rant about that before I get back to other clips. So yes, now we come to me trying to go forth and grab some fragments from a nearby area, after making sure I have enough water and food in my character's system to survive. Cause I was all like, oh look at this, there's some shiny stuff, though I keep hearing things that sound like a Reaper in the background. But nah, couldn't be, could it? So I grab a nuclear reactor fragment. And I'm like, huh, still sure sounds like there's a Reaper nearby, doesn't it? And I check around, and I'm pretty sure at some point I look out, and we can just see it in the distance. Yeah, I just saw it on the screen. That's just a kind of thing, but it was like, oh, that's a Reaper. Because you can see it in the distance, maybe. I don't know how well it will render for you guys. Hopefully it behaves. But yeah, so I did some daring madness to get, I think it was some drill arm fragments for a bronze suit, along with the rest of the nuclear reactor fragments. So we can technically make a nuclear reactor and a drill arm. Woohoo! But yeah, on to the next clip. So as you can see, I decided to go find Life Pod 12. My Cyclops isn't too far from here, as you can see, but I decided to go off in my Seamoth, just because that would be easier, and then I got completely sidetracked on the correct direction to go. But I did get down here after a squidget. You can see there were things that were making it difficult for me to go ahead and grab the stuff from in there, so I decided to try going around, you know, escape those thingamaboops, but they were just making life difficult. Because again, I wanted to explore Life Pod 12, why couldn't they give me a break? So I got set up to get whatever it was in there. I don't even personally remember the blueprints, so we'll have to wait and see. I think I was waiting for one of them to come bite the ship and then I could quickly get out and click the thing. And then eventually I was like, well, whatever then, mortals. If you're gonna be like that. At least I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I got, repulsion cannon.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Isn't that awesome thing to get? I mean, seriously, I could do so much stuff potentially with it, and it would be amazing. It's just I need a propulsion cannon to be able to make a repulsion cannon. That was the, problem, as could be put. Because, I didn't have a propulsion cannon. So I kinda had to figure that out. I think I went into the life pod as well. Yeah, because I wanted to get the PDA. I've been trying to be good and get all the PDAs I see. There we go.
Integrate the new PDA.
As you can
data.
see, I got it, and I think we listened to it. I could be wrong. I could have forgotten.
I'm
there we go.
not really a doctor. I know that's what my ID says, but I never have been. Cheated the medical exams. What does a doctor these days need to know about manually resetting bones? When was the last time a top surgeon actually cut someone
That
open?
doesn't mean they shouldn't know
That's what the
how.
robots are for. Doctors these days read diagnoses off of computer readouts. For that, I'm perfectly
Well, that's
qualified.
nice for you.
But what good is it when I'm
Should be a
not connected
doctor's
to the main
assistant.
network? I'm bleeding. I've got glowing green pustules growing on my hands.
That's not good.
I run a self-scan and it tells me I've got skin irritation. The only thing I studied in medical school was how to lie convincingly.
Well, that's your own fault.
What the hell do I know about how to treat an alien disease? I think I'm actually going to die down here.
I don't think it's a think. I think it was actually did. Because, well, I didn't find him in the game, so I think he died. So that was a whole thing that happened. But yes, apparently he died from whatever some of the animals have. I think some of you have told me it's a Karar or something like that. But yes, all I know is I'm infected because I've scanned myself before and I don't like it. But such is life. Continue to the next clip. So I decided I wasn't quite sure what I should do next, so I decided to just go ahead, go back to the Aurora, try to see if I could find something else that I hadn't seen before yet. But then I was like, oh hey, there's a fragment to scan right here, next to the ship. Thankfully no Reapers were nearby, or that would have been bad for my health. But I was like, oh, propulsion cannon fragment. And it's like, oh, I can make that.
Blueprint acquired.
So I decided to do the smart thing. I went back home and made it. So on my way back to the Aurora, I noticed a time capsule. Like, this is my third or fourth, I think fourth time capsule. People kept telling me these were rare, but... well, here we go, another one. So, as you can hear in the background, there were bad things nearby, but I don't think they ever actually nommed me, so it was fine. See, he's just going in, not even trying to nom me. I followed his progress for a bit just to make sure, because I prefer not to get injured on my way to potential death at the Aurora. But yes, he was just being all weird in the background. You can see he just swam right through me practically there. and then came right back out and was gone again. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna get out and grab this and go back into my ship. No big deal. So I decided to read the message, which was, "Hey there, I packed you some stuff to get rid of the power problem in the Cyclops, as well as a nice miniature Aurora for decoration. I hope you have an amazing time playing Subnautica. Have fun. Action Bus." I think that's how you say it. And it said, "P.S. If you find this, let me know." So we need to find that person, because that is the first person who signed it. Now, I only got the Aurora miniature, so the game must have decided it wasn't time for me to get the other stuff. But such is life. You know, it happens. But yeah, so I want people to look for the person in that, because again, I believe that's the only person who's actually signed it. See, because I looked through the rest just to confirm, and yeah, it was only that one. So find this oh come on, it switched off. Well, Action Bus, however you say it. Find them and tell them, "Hey, Light Shadow found your time capsule. Thanks for signing it." But yes, after getting the shiny shine, we went forth back to trying to get to the Aurora, because as always, it would be nice to make more progress on there, you know? So I kept going. I knew where the Reaper was, thankfully. And of course I was listening for him. Because, you know, smart person, occasionally. Or at least I like to see myself as smart upon occasion. Because I'd heard from someone, I forget who in the comments somewhere, that the prawn suit could be found on the Aurora. Thus, I wanted to go ahead, get on there again, and see about, you know, getting those prawn suit fragments. So I got over here. I parked just a tiny bit away from it just to try to make sure it wouldn't eat my sea moth like the one island did. I don't actually know how to cheat stuff into the game, so someone will have to tell me how to do that if I somehow manage to get the sea moth glitched into something again. But yes. As you can see, I decided to go for maximum speed of sprinty sprint outside of when the rumblies happen, because you know, when the ship's rumbling, you don't really want to sprint around because it feels like it can toss you off. So safety first. But yes. Let's just wait a sec, see where I go, because again, it's been a bit. Because each of these episodes are pretty long, and I have to edit them down a lot to get them to the size you see on YouTube typically. But yes. And we'll just wait a sec, climb over here, and then I decided to do that, and it was like, that was shiny. So I kept the thing out to get any more of the little crabby crabs, because I wanted to catch another. I forget if one actually came out for me to play with. Looks like that's a no. I know I played with one eventually though. But I decided to go to the place I had tried to go in so many times previously. And I was like, so does this do anything? And it's like, ooh. It's like, look at that. Isn't this magic? I have the power. And seriously, all the power for me, we can go and do so much shinies. Now, you might have heard a Discord notification there. That was because it was in fact a Discord notification. But we don't need to look at those, so it's all good. But yes, so we finally got through that space because of the propulsion cannon that we apparently needed. That was in our Discord thing, again, ignore it. And then I had to research after she talked and see about figuring out what the passcode was for this. Because, you know, it's a thing. So I, of course, went to data downloads, codes and clues, I think, after checking the Aurora public documents stuff. but codes and clues. The alien facility locations obviously wouldn't be the thing. So I was like, ah yes, the captain's quarters. I'm sure this is what I need. So of course I put in the 2676, well 79, and it didn't work, and I was like, wait, then what do I do? It's like, I typed it incorrectly, so what did I do wrong? And then I checked, and there was a note to self about the cargo bay code, but it took me a bit to zoom in on that. So I searched through things for a little bit, because, you know, I'm blind upon occasion. But yes, these things do happen. See, I even decided to go check the Aurora Survivors data logs. Because it's like, you never know. You never know, might find something. But it's like, no, none of those are what I needed either. And none of that's what I needed. It's like, what do I do then? And so I think I went back to codes and clues, or did I click alien data? I forget. I just kept going back and forth trying to confirm if I'd missed something. I even checked the alien facility locations just in case. Because it was all like, I could have sworn 2679 was the code, but then it didn't work. So I checked around more, went to the notes to self, and I think this is when I found it. Because cargo bay code 1454, so I tried that. 145. And then I put a 1 because I was dumb. And of course, it was being annoying, but took me a moment, but I got in, as you can see. So I clicked the button, and we finally got into a new space. It was glorious. And because I am a very smart person, I went down the stairs. So huzzah's me. But yes, I went around to see about scanning anything I could scan, and found out I could have scanned the floodlight that we found in the cave. But it's like, it's more fun here. Still like how she says acquired. Acquired. It's just fun.
Integrating new PDA data.
Integrating new PDA data. See, that's just fun to do, to try to imitate her. But yes, I was going around just basically opening up any little storage boxes and taking the items, because it's like food noms. Good food noms, even. But yes. Kinda just kept going around doing that for a squidget. I'm tempted to just let you guys have silence after this outside of the Subnautica noises, because I don't know how much longer I can ramble without getting too repetitive, but that would be mean. So I won't. Won't be mean for now, that is. I am, however, going to cut to when I found something interesting.
The drive core shielding sustained internal damage during collision. Do not attempt repair without appropriate qualifications.
Well, I'm totally qualified, so let's do this! I figure that's the best way to respond to it. So I apparently forgot my fire extinguisher, because I'm very smart like that. So I had to deal with getting injured and just running through and hoping for the best. But yes, sorry about that moment of silence.
Warning, local
But then I found a
Admin
Cyclops
file. However,
efficiency module. It was glorious. But yes. So I can't wait to put that in the Cyclops, of course. But it was like, okay, I should probably fix the obvious broken bits. You know, like the ones that are sparking. Prefer the sparks not to hit the water and potentially electrocute
containment
me.
breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
As you can see, apparently there were 11 total breaches, which 2 of which were up here, nice and easy.
Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
And she says this every single time. It was kinda irritating, useful to keep track of it, but kinda irritating all the same. But yes, took me a squidget, but I do believe I remembered to actually go in the water. I also noticed fire extinguisher, huzzah! So now I had one. It was much the happy. I decided to equip it just so I could attack the fire in the hallway right off the bat. Get rid of all of it so I wouldn't have to deal with it at all. That way I wouldn't have to get burned on the way back out, and it would be glorious. And I was like, I wonder if there's anything over here I need. Let's spray it. So as you can see, I sprayed it some and then realized that it was a waste of... And sprayed it more, and then I realized it was a waste of my fire extinguisher. Y'all saw nothing. But then I decided, let's be safe, because I saw some of the evil fish in the water. So I prepared the knife, but I also wanted to see if I could propulsion cannon away. So, boom. I think that might have gotten rid of one of them for me. And I waited outside the water for a little bit, just in case I could just propulsion cannon all of them. But eventually I had to get into the water. I forget exactly how long it took me, but... well, I just got out my little repair tool and kind of jumped in after a squidget. Of indecision. There we go. See, it wasn't so bad. And I got in, and I got to repairing all of the random little ouches on the area, just because, again,
Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
it seemed kind of important to go ahead and get this done. It's the main reason I kept going around and seeing about getting those all nice and
Containment
fixed.
breach repaired. Further
I can
breaches
talk
detected.
over her officially because, you know, she's just saying the same thing
Containment
every
breach
single
repaired.
time. I'm going to
Further
repeat her
breaches
next time.
detected.
I'm going to copy her. I mean, I had a little bit of trouble with figuring out the angle I needed to use for this one because it was being weird for me, which was kind of annoying. As you can see, it's just randomly letting me do it and randomly not. Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected. See, I can do it too. Let's see if I do it better. Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected. See, she just keeps saying it. I mean, you can memorize the line pretty quickly. Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected. I have a way to one-up her. You'll see it in a second. Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected. 2. See, I said the number. So thus I am obviously superior to her. Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected. 1. Also an evil little monster. But details! And then of course I had to search around to try to figure out exactly where the last containment breach was to be repaired at. Didn't take long, as you can see, thankfully. So we get to have one last containment breach repaired. Oh, never mind. Drive core breach sealed. Radiation levels decreasing. I don't know why she didn't actually say
Drive
it.
core breach sealed. Radiation levels decreasing.
See, I'm superior. I said it when she wouldn't. But yes, I realized after this that there was honestly nothing else for me to do on the ship until I could figure out the almighty method of getting a laser cutter. So yeah, we're gonna end this here. Thank you all very much for watching this episode. Remember to leave like, subscribe, all that normal stuff. But yes, this is Light Shadow signing out. Bye bye everybody.